Good morning or afternoon. My name's Emily Bradford, and as part of an Aboriginal Studies and Learning unit, today I'm going to present my white paper plan for my allocated school, Fluja State Primary School. The small school, surrounded by cane paddocks located east of Tully, was originally occupied by the Jobungal people. The school motto, Small and Proud, isn't far from the truth, with 30 students and 3 teaching staff. Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders make up 17% of the population. In semester 1 of 2018, only 55% of Indigenous students attained a 90% attendance rate. The principal report outlines the school's priority as the improvement of the individual student academically, socially, and as a member of the vibrant society. This sounds fantastic. However, when the school annual reports and policy were examined, there were no strategies or goals explicitly aimed at Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. So today I will be proposing 7 individual teaching strategies and 4 school-based strategies that take into consideration the cultural, linguistic and identity needs of Indigenous students. These will include strategies for working effectively and sensitively with the families and community to support the learning engagement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. I will begin by explaining 7 individual teaching strategies recommended for Fluja State Primary School. Strategy 1 involves having high expectations of Aboriginal students. This is crucial for educational success and attendance. Stronger Smarter Institute suggests having high expectations of Indigenous students will create a quality relationship and a positive learning environment. Over time, expectation results in a good relationship with students, which ultimately motivates students to attend school. This strategy has no limitations for teachers and is easy to do. It is critical to improve Fluja's Indigenous attendance rate from a low 55%. The next strategy is in regard to the 13% of students who are Indigenous that have English as a second language. These students will require extra support from teachers. Harrison 2011 emphasises the importance of recognising the students' first language and keeping this in mind when communicating with them. Whatever approach is taken, language needs to be taught explicitly, with a phonics-based approach. Strategy number 3 is called Bonding in the Bush. This strategy removes the students from a formal classroom environment into the bush. DEST 2017 supports the theory, saying the strategy takes into account Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students' cultural identity to create an authentic learning environment. The limitations of this strategy is the teacher's ability to behaviour manage and the time needed to plan the lesson. However, Fluja has the facilities and resources needed to make this strategy a reality. The following strategy involves inviting Indigenous people to the classroom. This will assist in embedding Aboriginal perspective into learning programs, create an authentic learning environment, and appropriate learning experiences. There is no evidence of this already happening at Fluja State School. Getting the community involved is one of the school goals, and this would be the perfect way to implement it. It would also promote attendance. Strategy involves creating a learning context. Harrison 2011 argues Aboriginal students are more likely to have a global perspective and teachers should spend more time explaining what is being taught and how it relates to the world. This strategy is in response to the low literacy levels on NAPLAN results. This strategy will assist not just Indigenous students but all students. The next strategy is to avoid confrontation with Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. It was found in 2005 3 students were suspended for 10 days, however, the reason and the student information was not disclosed. However, it is helpful to know not to back Aboriginal students into a corner. Confrontation usually doesn't model positive anger management skills. Lastly, teachers should recognise and teach Australia's shared history, even in classes without Aboriginal students. This strategy fulfills the school's role in promoting reconciliation. Community trust and collaboration. The importance of partnerships between parents, teachers and the community cannot be overstated in the context of encouraging Aboriginal students to attend school and engage learning. Developing any pedagogical skill, it is critical professional development opportunities are offered to staff to develop knowledge. This is something Fluja School hasn't offered in the past on the topic of Indigenous students. Should put a further emphasis on celebrating Indigenous culture. Culture appreciation in the form of cultural symbols, totems, artwork, celebrating NAIDOC Week, hanging the Indigenous flag, will show students in the community that the school values Aboriginal culture. Not stress enough how helpful an Indigenous support worker would be. I could literally make a whole video on it. There are extensive benefits of employing an Aboriginal officer. For more information on any of the discussed strategies, check out the linked white paper plan which addresses limitations, benefits and evidence-based support in detail.